Show.
All right, everyone, welcome
Come on.
back.
Hold on. Quick start to the podcast. I want to shout out my girlfriend Julie Assich real quick, making her first appearance on the podcast.
Hi.
All right, episode 174 of the 580 show. It's gonna be a quick one this week just because um we traveled this whole weekend for a competition, which is gonna be the whole that's gonna be the whole topic of the episode. But sorry, I'm a little bit scatterbrained because we just literally got home from a
Yeah.
long drive. But okay, episode 174. The whole show is gonna be about the Firelands Strongman Challenge. It was out in Ohio. I don't think I really have much else to talk about. But yeah, we went out and competed. Myself, Julia, Jerry, Brooks, and uh Charles
Charles.
Goggins,
Yeah.
all from the gym. So we had five people competing from the gym. Um and it was called the Firelands Strongman Challenge in the Firelands region of the US, I guess, and it was in Norwalk, Ohio. And it was a good show. Dante, you're a spectator and cameraman and videographer. We're gonna have a YouTube video come out this week, probably, right?
Yeah, I went for a little different approach for getting footage. I tried to get pictures and footage at the same time, so we'll see how well I did.
Yeah, no, it is fun. I always love doing the competition vlogs. I was talking to Brooksy on the way home, and it's like I always forget until we travel for these shows, like all together, kind of like as a little team, how much I just love strongman and competing. And it's just a
hmm
good weekend where everything went well and just love it. So
Yeah,
everyone,
I thought it was a good time for sure.
yeah, that show was almost perfect. Um, I thought so. Caleb Ensley was the promoter, and he did an insanely good job. I think I always tell people I judge a promoter based on how much I think they care. Being a good
hmm
person, I think being a good person and caring is really it when it comes to a show. The rest will kind of figure itself out, and I think Caleb kind of proved that this weekend. It was windy as hell this morning when we first got there, but it then ended up being a beautiful day. I don't know if you can see if you're watching on YouTube, but I'm actually sunburned.
Yeah,
Dante's
I have a
sunburned
little
too.
sunburn too.
I have the little mark from my hat. Look at that. See my little from wearing this hat today.
You ready for the
But
beach?
yeah, but no, it was a great show. So the way the show was set up was they literally shut down the main street in Norwalk, Ohio, like the main road, and had it for our truck pool. All of our events were out in the street. So it was actually really cool. It seemed like it had a pretty big turnout too, don't you think?
Yeah, I agree.
For a local show, I thought that was a pretty huge turnout.
There was a lot of like bystanders walking their dogs and stuff, like taking a look.
Yeah.
I even like after I went to the what do you even call it? I went to a gas station after to fill up on gas. They're like, "Oh, we're at that strongman show. We heard all about it. They shut down the road and everything." So the community was aware. So people probably from the community were there, like after shopping, just checking things out, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah. I would love to do something like that with Battle at the Bridge, like how we do it and make it on a more like publicized venue. You know what I mean? Because it
hmm
was just so cool how they shut the road down. Like Dante said, the community kind of like came together. It was awesome. Um, the events were log clean and press for reps, max deadlift, um, truck pull, which they used the community fire trucks, um, yoke into farmers medley, and then Atlas stone over bar for reps to end it.
What
Um,
did you think as a competitor, Josh? How did you like it?
Man, I thought from the local show standpoint, I think it was my favorite show I ever did. To
Sweet.
be honest, it was cool being outside. I mean, obviously, I wish it was a little bit warmer in the morning, but like, what are you gonna
hmm
do? I think that show was like two small things away from being like perfect. Like, and I'm being really critical when I say like two small things because everything. I'm sure people can say that about every show that we do. Like where
hmm
there's stuff that can go better. Every single show you do is an experience, and like you learn something new, and you're like, oh, it's like anything in life. I wish I could have done this little thing different. Like I wish, like I think, just pressing on like a more even ground would be. one thing, like pressing and deadlifting, but that's me being really picky. Um,
I will say that for Caleb's first show he ran, I think it didn't look like it was a first time show. I'll say that.
no, for sure, man. Like I said, I think it was my favorite show I've ever done. Like
The
especially,
scenery was cool. Lanes. There's 3 lanes, so people are pumping through. We got
yeah,
stuff done. Um, I didn't really hear any complaints from too many athletes. I heard nothing but positive thoughts, so that was always good to hear.
Paul Brown statue right in the background on
I know
one.
they should have done awards on by the Paul Brown guy.
Yeah, no, but it was, and also I will say my trophy's upstairs, but it was like the coolest trophy I've won too. It's up there with Tyler Petra Strong getting one, the handmade log, but it's
Hmm.
just a really cool trophy. So, like literally start to finish, I thought like you can definitely tell that Caleb thought it through, and just did an amazing job. So it was
One
awesome.
one thing I will say too is that we lucked out on weather bad. So
Bad.
it was I don't know if you guys are all aware of all the weather up here, but it's been raining nonstop for like the past week, like
It
bad.
literally it was flooding like
We got
bridges.
we got we got like a record levels of rainwater. It was like 12 inches or something, I heard.
Yeah, and then the one day it stops raining, it stops raining for like 12 hours just for the whole show. It was sunny the entire show.
I know that was great. That was
So,
perfect.
no, you're 100% right. But Julia won her class. She went up a class to one, what is it for you? It
Once
says
I think it's
165.
165, yeah.
So Julia did the 165 class and won that class, which was awesome. I went up to the 200 class and won that class. It was awesome. I got to compete against awesome guys. The other thing too about strongman is you just are when you go and just compete, you're reminded of like I said at the beginning, like how much you love it, but also just how good all the people are for the most
Hmm.
part. Like, yeah, sure, like in anything like 1% are dicks, but like it's just so fun. I always joke, and I was telling you guys today, but like strongman is so incestual, like where we see the same people at every damn show. It's like almost like a weird like high school reunion. And it
But
just
that there's also an aspect of that too, where you start seeing new faces, and those new faces become the people you see at every show,
right,
and then and the
100%.
cycle just starts to repeat itself over and over again. We got a
Yeah.
guest appearance from Millie.
Yeah, Millie's on screen. But yeah, it was just it's nice seeing all the people, all the hey, how's so and so doing? How's and just catching up with everyone too. It's almost like a strongman show is almost just like a because we always have a lot of people at 580 for strongman Saturdays usually.
Hmm.
It's almost just a bigger outside version of that for us where it's just you're still just having fun and doing 5 events and yeah, it's awesome.
I will also say, Josh, like I said, I got a lot of photos and stuff, so I'll post those when I'm done, along with the video. But I'm transferring my photos over now, and I took 1,422 total
Holy
photos.
shit. That's awesome.
I was trigger happy, I'll say that.
That's good. I need some good updated pictures for a big announcement I got coming. So that's awesome.
Yeah, so
Uh,
big announcement from Josh coming in the near future.
End of
Uh,
April.
End of April. Um, you said that we got a big announcement for something coming into the year for 580 as well. It's not strongman related,
Oh yeah.
but we'll
And then
release that whenever you're ready.
horsepower too. I don't want to say the new flavor yet because we're gonna do and people probably already know it, but I want to do like a little commercial or something for an announcement, like a funny video that we're
Yeah,
gonna
we'll start working on that commercial. We'll get it
But
ready
I
in a
will
week or
say
two.
the newest flavor of horsepower is ready to go. The formula is done. Well, the formula doesn't change. The flavor is done. The flavor's done, and it's ready to be put into production. I'm hoping to have it ready to debut for Battle at the Bridge on June 1st.
That'd be big. Usually you drop flavors on those days.
I know. So hopefully, and I will say everyone that I think probably 15 people have sampled it now
Mhm.
and the new version and um it's the best pre-workout I've ever had. Like it's my favorite flavor of anything I've ever had. I'm so happy how it came out. I was telling people today at the show. I'm so happy how it came out. I'm really excited for this one. So um yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna change. I'm thinking about changing some stuff up on the tub and making it just a little bit different this time around.
Like new design.
Maybe a new color lid
Okay.
to play into the flavor, maybe.
I can see where this is going. We'll we'll
You know what I mean?
we'll
Something
figure it
like
out.
that.
You'll figure it out.
It might just be a standard black one still, but we'll see. But it doesn't really matter. The flavor is amazing, so that's all I care about. But
Yeah.
back to the show. Um, I mean, I was so happy how I competed today. I think like just knowing when to really put on the gas, when to ease off the gas, as a competitor, getting more experience as I am over the years, and like could I have hit a couple more reps on a log? Yeah, but like don't do it because I'm saving my energy. So, and I was just happy with how everything went. Like, truck that
Hmm.
was my first time ever getting to do a truck pull against other people in an open class, and
I
that
will
was the
say
first.
you did get your redemption on the truck pull.
Yeah, truck pull is awesome. It's fun. The one thing about truck pull is there's so many variables. Like when I coach athletes, like have them always rotate like a speed and a heavy,
Hmm.
even if it's the same day, like just to prep because you just never know what a truck pull is going to be like on game day. Today was
Agreed.
heavier on the heavier side. So, but the truck pull was really cool. Like I mentioned earlier, we were pulling the Norwalk Fire Department truck, so that was really cool. I liked the yoke to farmers medley. Um,
Yeah, I thought that
you
weight was like almost perfect.
Yes. And then the stones, that was the first time I've ever done well in stones in a show. So I had
How
a
many
two,
reps did you get again? 6?
yeah, 60-second time limit over 48-inch bar. I did 6 reps with a 285 stone.
Awesome.
So yeah, very happy with how that went. Just a perfect day for me, honestly. I wish I would have done a little bit better on log, but I will say that's my one complaint, just pressing on just straight up pavement. But
Hmm.
that's just me being nitpicky and probably being bitter because I didn't do as good on log as I wanted to. But like I mentioned, Julia crushed it. She did amazing. I got to coach Julia for this prep. It was a really short prep. I think I coached her for what, like 6 weeks or something. Uh,
Probably.
I think 7 with the deload. But she did. I was so proud of her. She did. Probably the highlight of the day on events wise was she got 10 reps on the stone
Yeah, she
uh,
won
in a
most of
minute.
those.
In a minute. So that was really impressive. My favorite time of the weekend. I guess I'm just said my favorite thing was Julia, but actually my favorite thing was getting to go with Brooksy. So if you don't know Brooks Miller, I don't know why anyone listening would, but he's just a younger kid that goes to our gym, and he's actually one of our original members that I coached when he was, I think I started coaching him when he was a sophomore or junior in high school, and now he's grown up. He just turned 21, and I got to go out to the show with him.
He was the first member of the week of 580, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Yeah. So we went out together and it was his first ever open show. He competed up with the big boys in the 181 class and he won the truck pull. He won the yoke into farmers. Got his second time ever doing Atlas stones and he got the 265 stone for 2
Hmm.
over the yoke. Um and hit a 60-pound deadlift PR.
Yeah, that
And
was
he
crazy.
and he signed up for the show 20 days ago. So he only did one stone session, did a couple log sessions, did a couple deadlifts, like you know what I mean, just so quick. And he did so awesome. And I'm so proud of him. So that was just like so sentimental for me because when I started coaching Brooks, he didn't even know what strongman was. And now he's got his USS Nationals bid, like so he may go.
And
So
he seemed pretty fired up about it.
I heard USS Nationals 2025 is in Charlotte today.
That'd be
So
pretty cool.
if that's not announced yet, you heard it here first. USS Nationals Charlotte.
You might have ruined it, Josh.
We broke the news. No, that's good. We're the media, Dante. We're the
Yeah.
strongman media. We break news. Um, so yeah, that's actually a cool city to go to. So
Yeah, I was in Charlotte before. I think that'd be a cool little trip. It's not
uh
near the beach, unfortunately, but
uh,
it's a
we'll
decent
come to
ride.
Ocean, we'll go to Ocean City on our way home.
On the way home, yeah. We always find a
Um
way.
and Jerry did great. And Charles Goggins did great too. So it was, everyone went. And no matter the performance, I'm just proud of how everyone represents 580. I say that every time, but it's so fun to go on these trips with everyone.
Agreed.
It's like a little team bonding thing. We got our own little team traditions we've formed now. We go to a certain restaurant for the show every time, and we can't say their name because they haven't sponsored us yet. But when they do, we'll
Dude,
plug.
one day it's gonna be the biggest news flash in strongman history.
People were loving Grip Mountain today at the show
Were
too.
they really? I was wondering about
Yeah,
that.
because Dante, I don't even know. Do we ever say it on the show? But Dante owns Grip Mountain. If you're new to
We
listening,
post about it all the time. I'm just horrible with social
people
media.
think I own it because I posted from 580, but Dante
You
owns.
basically do.
No, I don't. You own it. You
Yeah.
do all the work. But actually, Dante actually started Grit Mountain before 580 Barbell was started.
I'm just very horrible at advertising and promoting. But you know, I kind of like it being small. It's just a fun little thing.
I love it. I love liquid chalk. But Dante started that. Fun fact, you started that. You showed me the idea when we were deadlifting at my uncle's garage.
I remember about the
Before
sample pack.
580.
I had a couple sample
Yeah.
packs we were all trying.
And now it's cool. You're
And then
sponsoring
we got the formula
shows.
down and everything. We're good. We're rolling.
It's I'll never use regular chalk again because I love Grit Mountain. But obviously we'll be a premier sponsor for Battle at the Bridge and all our shows and our gym and everything. But yeah, people are loving it. It's funny because strongmen and powerlifters are always hesitant on liquid chalk, and I actually was too when I first used it. And now when I use a block of chalk, I hate it.
Well, the thing people don't understand is that you have to let it dry on your hand too. So some
Just
people just put it on and go right to the thing and they'll slip and they're like, "What happened?"
yeah, but it's
It's
yeah,
good stuff.
it feels wrong using normal chalk now. You know what I
No,
mean? Um, Anything else? Like what stood out to you about the show today, uh, while you were just there as a spectator?
like I get I was busy taking pictures and stuff, but
Yeah,
honestly, like when I wasn't in the downtime, like watching other people, like I just was thoroughly entertained.
yeah,
Granted, I understood strongman, but I feel like a bystander, there's three different lanes going on. Somebody walking their dog would be just like, "Oh, this is kind of interesting. This guy's lifting like stones and you know they're pulling freaking trucks or something. Like you know, just someone's trying to go to dinner with their family and they're seeing truck pulls. Like that's cool to watch. Like I thought
yeah,
the events were really entertaining to watch, basically.
yeah.
And like I said,
Norwalk,
I thought the weights were perfectly suited too for each class.
I did too. Norwalk was like a perfect little downtown too. It's actually a really cool town.
Yeah, there's like we had a good dinner right after, but
Yeah, tell Big Lenny. Um, I was trying to think if there's anything else that like
volunteers did really well too. Resetting and
volunteers did great.
yeah.
Always like if you are newer to strongman, I'm not trying to boss people around, but if you're new to strongman, like today, I always make it a point to walk around at some point and like thank the volunteers because it is so crazy to think like without volunteers, these people are, if you didn't know, they're not getting paid. They're really not being compensated at all. A free shirt, which is nice, but you know,
They do it
uh,
for the love of the sport.
right, exactly. And they are giving up traveling, being away from their family all day, traveling back home on their own dime, just so that we can participate in the hobby that we enjoy to do. So thank a volunteer and never be a dick to a volunteer. Seriously,
Yeah, like
um,
I even saw like I was like helping a little bit too, like when I could, like on the farmers and yoke stuff.
yeah,
I would try to help like reset things, just because I know it's hard to get around everywhere. But
yeah. Well, that was another thing I was so impressed with Caleb that just thought about that. So for the yoke, when the yoke needed to reset,
yeah, oh, I know what you're about to
he
say.
actually
Yeah,
had a heavy equipment operator on site with a forklift to lift the yoke up and reset it. That
granted,
was
not everyone's gonna have that capability just because of the area we were at, but that was a really cool thing to
that
see.
was sick. Like so there was a forklift operator and if the yoke like someone didn't finish their yoke run, he would literally drive out onto the thing, make sure everything was clear safely, and then pick up the yoke with his forklift and place it back so no one had to do anything.
Yeah,
Like that's yeah.
that's thinking smart.
Yeah, that was cool. I was impressed by that. I tell people every time when I go to a show, I only have ever been to a strongman show and not learned something
Hmm.
as a competitor and a promoter, both. And I learned a ton of stuff today watching that, like stuff I'm going to implement at our shows.
Yeah, like people,
Like it's
I
just
think a lot of people come to you for like inspiration, and wisdom, but like you just said now, you're learning from other people still too. It's like
yeah,
everybody learns from each other, which is very beneficial to the sport. It's the only way it's going to
yeah,
grow.
yeah. I'm a big fan of like forever the student mindset, you know,
Yeah.
like.
Because there's always gonna be someone smarter and come up with something
Yeah.
different that's gonna
Well,
work better.
everyone just like you just think like you gave me an idea with the yokes for bridge.
Yeah,
And I'm like, why didn't I think about that? Like I'm an idiot. But you just need to talk to people and like sometimes there's one little thing in strongman that you're like, oh, that makes sense. Let's do that.
right.
And so no, man, that was good. I don't think there's anything crazy. I mean, real quick in strongman, it was Europe's strongest man today, right?
Yeah. Luke won, I think. Stolman.
Luke Stoltman won.
Nick Hamby got 6.
Do you remember the other stuff or no?
Let me pull it up real quick.
I didn't get to look at all. So if you got to watch Europe's strongest man, tell us.
I was texting Frawley about it. He said he watched some of it before he had to do something else. But I was World's Strongest Fan on Instagram. I always post the stuff. So
It's actually a
top three
sleeper account.
looks like Luke Stoltman, Aver, Schmaltz, and then Alexei Novikov.
Yeah.
So like Nick Hamby beat like Pablo Kodiaka, Rano Heila, Gavin Bilton. So like Janashia.
Pipeline.
He beat some people that compete at World's Strongest
What's
Man.
up? I wonder if Janashia got hurt. He gets hurt a lot.
He's just getting old, I think.
Yeah, but he was one of my favorites to make the finals a couple years ago. I remember and he got hurt.
It looks like he
But
didn't even do the Stones.
yeah, I don't think I think he got hurt early because I think he got hurt on deadlift.
And Novikov tore his bicep apparently.
Oh man. But
Yeah.
yeah, exciting stuff in strongman. We'll get caught up. We got some I think next week. So if you're listening next episode, what would that be? 175.
hmm
We are gonna have the owners of Iron Podium on next week to talk and discuss because we were talking about Iron Podium Premium last week on last week's episode, and there's some things that I think I just wasn't sure of and kind of wanted to ask them, and they offered to come on and explain Iron Podium Premium because people are confused about it. So probably with them next week, and we'll talk some other strongman stuff, and then hopefully get some big announcements going, have some big guests on, get the new horsepower out, and we'll keep churning this thing along for another year. So
If you guys have any questions about, I guess what you say, Iron Podium Premium, feel free to drop them in the
yeah,
comments.
please. I'll put up a Q&A on our Instagram too, but if you have any now, put them in the YouTube comments
I
so
feel
I'll
like
screenshot them.
I didn't even really understand what it was. I saw the email and I was like, oh, I wonder what this is. So
Yeah.
that'd be cool to actually get some insight from the creators
And
themselves.
I get it too, man. Like I probably sounded ignorant when I was talking about it because I'm like, I don't want to pay for it. I was just didn't I don't fully
Yeah,
understand it. So I'd rather just bring them on in. Let's talk about Iron Podium Premium.
cool.
So, all
Well,
right, guys, we'll see you all. We're tired. We need to go to bed. We just drove 3 hours home. So, shout out to everyone at Firelands Strongman Challenge. Shout out to Caleb Ensley for running a great show. Shout out to everyone at 580 that did a great job today, too. So, I'm proud of everyone. And we will see you guys all for another week. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Thanks.
peace.